burn rate,
hustle strategy,
bootstrap growth on margin scales.
execution,
If they put you out of business, you'll have a lot more leverage.
vertical stakeholder infrastructure,
Stocks,
bonds,
shorts,
shorts.
monetize anything that breathes.
I have become so physically hot that I will boil the ocean.
Collateral.
Welcome back to Collateral. I'm Seth Teeth.
I'm Wyatt Matthews.
Listen, I kind of had a little bit of a weird day today. Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you, Wyatt?
Yeah.
Today was, okay, listen, we kind of had to delay this episode a little bit just because there was a lot of stuff going on. I just came back from the Creature Conference in San Diego, where we just talked about, I was giving a big lecture speech to, an audience of 1,500 people about just different creatures you'd find in the woods of, North Dakota. So
this was
I apologize.
No, yeah, no worries. I
apologize
didn't
for
know
my-
that's where
my
you
latency.
were.
Yeah, I kind of tried to keep it a little under wraps just because it is, a little bit of a taboo thing.
I mean, you were keeping
the
it under
Creature Conference.
wraps, but what? 15,000 people were there.
Yeah. It's kind of like, the world elites.
Mm-hmm.
All 15,000 or 1,500 of them, not 15,000.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's
It's all the richest people in the world come to this conference, and they practically just bid on just different kinds of, creatures and, just different animals that, just don't really animals that really shouldn't just be in
Out.
existence.
Yeah.
They just kind of just bid on them, and, just it's mostly for, experimentation and seeing, how far the limits can go.
yeah.
So I had to give a big speech there because, I am a health sector heavyweight, and there's a lot of, creatures in the health business. So it was kind of,
And you
they
just
kind of
got
held me
back.
back there a little bit.
You just got back
like
from
literally 5 minutes ago, I just
Wow.
got back. So
Yeah.
it's been kind of a hectic day.
that. You look great for.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was,
I
right next door, there was a beauty conference that I stopped by in just to see what they had. And
just
they had a lot of good
conference
beauty
after
products.
conference over there in San
See, I
Diego.
mean, you know how it is in San Diego. Yeah.
Oh my God! It's like it's like Conference City, San Diego.
Yeah.
Every
They
block
call
is
it the
just
conference
yeah.
capital of the world.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. I'm glad that you were talking about creatures of Colorado in San Diego, so that there was a
Yeah.
you would like to
Yeah.
distance
Well, North
yourself.
Dakota.
North Dakota.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
Even better.
not really. There's states that, well, San Diego's not a state, obviously, but they're, locations that are not close to each other at all.
I mean, at
And,
this point, with all the conferences, San Diego is basically a state at this point.
yeah, I mean, there is talks to make San Diego its own, its own state.
51st
Kind of like
state.
how Washington, D.C. is its own,
Yeah.
territory, its own district. So I was talking about North Dakota because, name one person that's from North Dakota. You can't because no one lives there. So I was, bringing creatures from North Dakota over to San Diego, and kind of just showing them off, and seeing who is interested in them. I had an elephant who had 4 trunks and only 2 legs, and it kind of stood on its own 2 legs. It was really quite surreal. But this was a creature native to North Dakota. It doesn't have a name because it's
How do you
of
name
just-
something like that?
yeah, seriously. So that's basically how I spent my morning. It was kind of it was a lot,
Yeah.
So I apologize for my my tardiness.
Well, it doesn't make a difference to me. I pretty much woke up as soon as you got back, so
Yeah.
we're here.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. And today we have a special episode. We have a guest. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello. It's an honor to be here. I'm Riggy Malone. I am the founder and current highest investor in my cryptocurrency. It's called Riggy Coin, and I'm so happy to be here today.
Thanks for coming.
Well,
on.
it's a pleasure to have you on. Now, this is kind of a big deal for me, and I'm going to tell you why. I am the second highest investor in Riggy Coin. I have over $200,000 in stakeholder shares. So this is kind of a big deal for me. It's like meeting Batman for me right now. So
Wow. No,
it really
I was
is.
expecting to be starstruck myself. I mean, following the Collateral podcast, episode 1, episode 2, 3 through 5 and 6, and even episode 7.
Wow.
Just thanks so much for having me.
I mean, Seth,
thank you for coming.
you're kind of like the Robin to Riggy, basically, to Riggy's Batman, but Riggy doesn't even know. It's like you're the secret Robin to his whole operation.
Yeah, I kind of go around cleaning up the criminals that Batman takes down. You know, I make sure they go to jail and all that.
You're the Nightwing. You're my Nightwing.
Yes.
Post Robin, grown up. Now you're Nightwing.
And I'm kind of like nothing. I've never even heard of Riggy Coin. This is completely new to me. So I'm curious, what exactly is Riggy Coin?
Yeah, please tell us.
Well, Riggy Coin is it's a decentralized cryptocurrency. It's the first centralized decentralized cryptocurrency, mostly because it's owned by a very few number of investors at the moment, but it's growing every day. We founded it in 2020. Me and my co-founder, a little unknown name in the cryptocurrency sphere, Satoshi Nakamoto. Don't know if you ever heard of him or not. Started it together. It's been growing. We've been working with some retailers who are even accepting it nowadays. Wegmans, specific cashier at Wegmans, and Wawa. Conversation with a couple of actual cashiers down at a couple of Wawas as well. Getting ready to be able to hit the big time with Wawa. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
There's a lot of investment going on at Wawas nationwide.
Yeah.
I hear that Wawa is actually the gas capital of the world, which is, quite surprising. So I hear that.
I always say that if you're gonna get gas, it better be at a Wawa's.
I always say if you're gonna pay for groceries, it better be with crypto, because I can't count the amount of times I've gone to the grocery store and then I get in line and then I realize I forgot my wallet. But I've got all these apps on my phone with crypto, but they say, "Sir, we've never even heard of that. You cannot pay with that." But this is a game changer.
I have a chip inserted into my wrist that once I it basically acts as a like a tap feature for a card, and it goes straight to my crypto account. It has all of my all of the different kind of cryptocurrency that I have invested in. It just taps it, and that's basically how I pay for things. I don't even need my phone on me. I don't even need my wallet. I just pay with my wrist.
You're living in the future, and I think I'm so glad that you put that chip in you. But I just want to point out for Riggy Coin specifically, we're the first cryptocurrency that's actually 100% made of wood. We set ourselves far apart. All the rest of them 0% wood. Riggy Coin 100% made of wood.
Wow,
that's
you are
great.
You are truly revolutionizing the cryptocurrency world, and that's what we need nowadays. Things are too normal. We need things that are different.
The problem with money is that it's like it gets hard to handle, and crypto is like it's all online. But the problem with that is that it's just not there. But if Riggy Coin it's like made of wood, it's kind of like it's basically reinventing money in a way.
I think it's more upgrading, is what you
Sure.
mean. We're not reinventing the same thing. Again, we're centralized, decentralized in our form. So we're still not having what classic banking system. The bank checks all the accounts, sees that you got the money when you pay with your debit card. No, none of that. Not with Riggy Coin. Government, big banks, not involved in the slightest.
Thank God.
Very deregulated.
There's too much
God.
security with banks nowadays. Like, I just want to deposit all of the money I have into one account, and I can't do that without the bank people saying like, "Oh, that's a little sketchy. You can't really just do that." If it would just money needs to be more physical nowadays.
Do you remember the good old days when banks used to be run on the gold standard? This is kind of like, if this is getting as big as you say it is, this is kind of like eventually we might be running on a Riggy standard.
I think that's the goal, right? And how much gold is there in the world? It's a limited quantity. How many trees are there in the world? And if you're basing your currency on the number of trees, Well, you could always, make more trees, right? We have an actual standard, and that's the problem with a lot of cryptocurrencies out there. They're not really, they're based on perception and sort of trust that they're going to be worth
Yeah.
something, right? Not Riggy Coin. You have something to back it up. How many trees are there in the world?
We're not going to run
Thousands.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's enough trees to go around.
You can't just plant more gold, but you can plant more.
You can sure as hell try. Nothing's
Yep.
gonna happen.
I know I have. I have spent a lot of time just digging holes, putting gold in it, and I lost a lot of gold that way. I don't know where it went.
Yeah, it just
You got to put it in a
just sinks
chest.
to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Just sinks deep into the ground. The earth sucks it back up.
When you plant a tree, though, it's basically like the tree grows where you planted it, and it's like here's where you put it. It's like its own flag.
So basically, what you're saying, Riggy, is that trees basically act as unlimited money, unlimited Riggy coin.
That's right. And one of our unofficial slogans has been, this isn't public, so this is just behind the scenes, and I, of course, include it in the podcast. Is Riggy Coin does grow on trees.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. I mean,
That's
profound.
That's truly profound. Yeah. That's incredible.
Now I have a question. I mean, if Riggy Coin is growing on trees like you say it is, I mean, what's stopping someone from just growing their own tree, cutting it down, and making fake Riggy Coin?
That's a good question.
See, even if you cut down a tree and try to form your own Riggy Coin out of it, it still has to pass through multiple layers of verification process through the blockchain. So you wouldn't necessarily, if you were falsifying Riggy Coins, we'd know because you're not passing them through the blockchain during your transactions.
The blockchain.
That makes sense.
The
tell
almighty
us more about the
blockchain.
Oh, yeah, of course. So I think the best way to think about the blockchain is to kind of think of it as like a metaphor. We could get into lots of details, but the best way to think about it is a metaphor. Now, imagine you had like these cubes, these really, solid cubes, three-dimensional, they're squares projected into three-dimensional space. And then in between each of them, there were like these metal rings that sort of linked each of those three-dimensional cubes that were projected squares into space. Each one of these cubes is connected by a string of metal like links, each connected together in a line. So one cube to the next, and they connect through those interconnected links of metal. So that's the best way to think about the blockchain.
That makes perfect sense.
And I send my Riggy Coin through that, and they say, "Yep, you're good to go. You can go to Wegmans now."
Yeah, that's right. We probably be at Wegmans first. So the transaction happens, and then the blockchain passes the transaction through it.
So there's a blockchain at every register?
Well, no. At the moment, there's only like a couple of cashiers who are cool with taking the Riggy Coin. They're very nice. Steve, Janet, and Bart.
Okay, so this is not a company based. This is like a guy, and that's how you get in.
It's accepted at Wegmans, but you may have to go through a couple of more hoops. There might be a little bit more rigmarole than just going up and flashing your Riggy Coin wallet.
Okay,
right?
And that makes perfect sense. I mean, that's just how things go, in the world nowadays.
It's underground.
As unfortunate as it is.
You're paying a with a premium currency, you're going to get a premium experience.
Sure.
That's
Okay. Yeah. Now, how many total investors would you say you have in Riggy Coin?
Well, that's sort of interesting. It's not possible to know, as we are a centralized, decentralized cryptocurrency. Actually knowing who owns them isn't possible. So right now I can say we have 2,600 accounts. 2,600 cryptocurrency accounts. How many people those belong to, we couldn't say, and that's sort of by design. We don't want to know who owns these, and we don't want the government to know who owns these.
Right, that makes perfect sense.
I will say we will know soon. We will know soon who our top investors are. because as Seth, if you have invested a certain amount, if you're in the top percentage, top 5% of investors in Riggy Coin, you will be invited to dinner at my house, and you can even stay the night if you want.
Oh, really?
It's true. It's true. I got that invitation, and I look forward to it. I marked it on my calendar in all caps, so I will be there.
Thank you.
And,
Yes,
and I
say
heard
what
you were allowed
want.
to say you're allowed to bring a +1, right?
Yeah, I think in the email said I could bring a +1. Let me.
Yeah, you checked the invitation. I didn't send them out. I actually had Satoshi
Right.
Nakamoto send them out for me.
Yeah.
And he will be there, by the way. Satoshi
Okay.
said he'll be there. He may be wearing a full face mask, so
Makes
you can't tell
sense.
who he is, but he will be there.
Yeah, I mean he's a nice guy, right? He wouldn't mind if like I don't know like someone in the higher up of the entertainment industry kind of showed up, right?
Oh, who's that going to be?
Oh, I don't know. That was just like just wondering. I mean, I know I don't know. A lot of
I mean,
people
I can
would
tell.
go there.
I have his number since I'm the second highest investor, so I can ask him if it's cool if I bring a buddy of mine who's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of high up in the entertainment industry. I can just check
Just
with him.
be cool about it, you know? I mean, it's not like
It's going to be
Yeah.
my house, so if you just give me the name of this high up person in the entertainment business, I'd be I'd be glad to write it down and see if there's space.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sure
Do you have a
we can
name,
get
Wyatt, that you're thinking of? I mean, this person that would be high up in the.
Oh,
Because I heard that you can bring a +1 to this party.
yeah, it's John Malkawi. I mean, but it's not spelled. It's not spelled the way you. It's kind of spelled like WYATT.
Okay.
STA Matthews.
Okay. Yeah, I
Just
can.
write that down.
What is it, John Malkowi?
Yeah, but you got the way it's spelled, right?
And he, yeah. I think so. He's what does he do for the entertainment industry? What was
Let's
it you
just
said?
maybe we would just put a pin. We have a guest for crying out loud.
That's true. No, you're right.
Let's we don't have to talk about John Malkovy, okay?
Okay. No, you're right.
All right. Sorry.
You bring up a strong point.
As you were, Riggy, I'm curious. How is the coin doing so far?
So far, we've been active for about 5 years now, which most cryptocurrencies have died off by this point. We're seeing rise in investment of a couple percent every month. Now, some of that will come from our end, and some of that will come from other investors besides ourselves. But I just want to make it clear that this isn't a pump and dump. Like we're in it for the long haul. We really believe in decentralized currencies. We're not looking for investors to come in, put their money in, and then we pull out. Like we want people to really feel like they can trust and use Riggy Coin, unlike other
Sure.
coins out there. We really want.
So
you
it
to feel
sounds
safe
like
in ours.
Riggy Coin is a coin that you love, and it loves you back.
I think that may be a great slogan. Riggy Coin loves you back. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Wow.
that is I think people are looking for something where it's like, I mean, I love money, Everyone loves their money, but what
Doesn't
is my
necessarily
money?
love you
Yeah,
back.
it's not a two-way street, but this is
Yeah.
like opening that up.
A very one-sided relationship with money. It's like, oh, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm, spending this money, but this money's not spending anything with me.
No.
It's not spending time with me. It's not spending love with me.
It's not
There's no
cooking for you.
exchange.
No.
No. Oh, if money could cook for me,
You'd eat.
100%.
I bet it would be I'd eat.
We're really cooking with this cryptocurrency, and I'll say this. Back about a year and a half ago, we hit a real big snag. We weren't sure we were going to be able to continue because most of my personal money was invested in SVB. Silicon Valley Bank. And I don't know if you remember that huge crash that happened over there.
Oh, sure.
I mean, how could I forget?
So fortunately, we all got paid out for that. But the morning of the crash over at SVB, I was there, and at a physical location, which not many people know. There is one physical location you can go in, and handing the last of my dollar bills. I couldn't eat the rest of the day because all my money had been in there, and I couldn't get any of it out.
No, oh my God. I mean,
I'm sorry to hear that. That must have been.
And when that
Yeah, that
place
must have been-
crashed, it wasn't just like oh my God, the money is going bad. It was like the the building infrastructure crashed, and
The infrastructure of the county surrounding the building.
everything was crumbling in the
Yeah.
like 5 mile radius.
It was like it was the center of the town. Like they built the town around this, facility, and just the town just crumbled into the ground, hundreds of feet down.
A
And just
sinkhole.
yeah,
I'm
into the
surprised you
core of the
survived.
earth.
Well,
thank God you did.
Fortunately, I still had a bunch of FTX, and at the time it had completely collapsed, and I was able to throw some of my FTX into the hole, and that gave me enough lift to get out of the hole myself.
Thank God.
Thank God. Thank God you had all that FTX with you.
Lifesaver. Absolute lifesaver.
When it's bound to happen, but once every bank just completely collapses, at least we're still going to have wood.
Yeah.
You will. That you'll always have Riggy Coin.
Riggy Coin was, in many ways, the first currency, and it will probably be the last. I mean, these cryptos are not lasting long. Riggy Coin is one of the last remaining currencies. Every day, we're just losing more and more.
I think it's going to be the last currency we'll ever need.
Yeah.
Because once you go back to the basics,
Nothing more basic than
where
wood.
else is there to go? Yeah.
Completely
houses are made of
true.
it. Cars are made of
out,
it.
You go out and you're paying with dollar bills, right? You go out and you pay with a dollar bill, or you go out and pay with a coin. That's cloth and that's metal. And what has made it throughout time longer? It's going to be wood. It's going to be wood, and it's going to be wood interconnected, double checked through the blockchain through millions of calculations.
They're calling it the Age of Wood. I mean, do you remember the Stone Age, the Bronze
Yeah.
Age? Right now, we're in the Wood Age. I mean, basically everything is made of wood. I went over to a friend's house. He had a TV made of wood, and that was the fastest running thing in that house.
Yeah, they're in high demand nowadays. Wooden TVs. Yeah.
And if
Washington's
Riggy Coin,
teeth.
Washington's
wood.
teeth.
It's true.
I was
true.
starting
We're
to
going-
think about I might get my teeth made of wood soon if they're so good.
Yeah. I mean, what happens to wood when you eat with it? It stays.
Pretty much. It's a powerful coin, Riggy Coin.
It's
gonna
the
last,
coin
too.
that loves you back.
And if you look at projections of where cryptocurrency is going, we're projected that Bitcoin itself, and I'm not trying to compare us to Bitcoin. I know they've been around a lot longer. Bitcoin
Don't get me
itself is
started on
supposed
Bitcoin.
to rise to the level of being like 20 to 25% of the world's total value of wealth in by 2045. And all we're trying to do over at Riggy Coin is try to match that intensity, and we're projecting that we'll have 0.064% of the world's wealth in Riggy Coin by 2052.
Wow.
And that, folks, is right around the corner, and
Yeah.
it's
Coming
coming
up. It's
every
coming in
day.
hot.
Yeah.
Every day is one day closer to 2052.
Every
so you
day
gotta be ready,
is
folks.
one day closer to the entire world's banking infrastructure completely collapsing into a sinkhole, and the only thing we have left is wood and Riggy Coin.
Economic torture is what it's going to turn out to be. Folks, you got to prepare. You got to invest in Riggy Coin. It's the last currency you'll ever need,
Yeah.
and they love you back. The coins love you back. So if you have 5 coins, that's 5 times the love. Just remember that, folks. I thank you so much, Riggy, for joining us. It was truly a pleasure to hear about your product, and I
Thanks
can't.
so much for
I'm
having me.
excited for the
Make sure
party.
you. Yeah, yes, and please give me John's info so that I
Yeah,
can invite him. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
please get that.
I'll keep in
Get that
touch.
over. He is. I'm
Yeah, I
sure he's
wrote the name
dying.
down.
Hmm.
Yeah, dying. John is. We didn't mention that he was dying.
No, like dying to get in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Any last thing you'd like to say there, Riggy?
Yeah, if you go to www.riggycoin.com or www.riggycoin.org or www.riggycoin.net, we couldn't get coin. We had to go with corn for that one.
Oh, okay. Makes
We'd
sense.
love to have you just come over and check us out. And if you're a business and you're looking to start, accepting cryptocurrency, start with us. We're one of the safest on the market.
Well, there you have it,
Perfect.
folks.
Well, thank you again, Riggy.
I'm Wyatt Matthews.
And I'm Seth Teeth. Hey, folks, we'll see you next time.